What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Presales for Rage of the Abyss being up over on Gamer's Choice in Tier 0, and my prediction is people will be raging over the price of the Mulch Army. I haven't looked at the prices yet overall, but I do think that the Mulch Army is probably worth 2 boxes, which would be $70 on average, so $140, and that's towards Dark Destroyer levels, right? But it actually probably power creeps in is so much more important to the game that if it's unhit through the WCQ season, it could very well end up being a $200 card. People forget that Lightning Storm was headed towards 165, and this has so much anticipation. So let's go ahead and get into the prices at Gamer's Choice in Tier 0. You can use code What'sGood5 for 5% off and support the channel directly, but I'm going to give my honest opinions and thoughts on prices. It's higher than I thought, 170 with 450 sold out on the quarter century secret rare. Okay, I think that, yeah, you want a 2.5x multiplier towards the top, but I probably would have pre-sold it at 350 if I was personally listing on my site. And again, I would have thought 140, 150 after the discount code. Sure, this comes down in price a bit, I think towards 160, so putting the boxes at 80. I suppose the set will be super highly demanded. Maybe they're predicting, this will quickly be an $80 to $90 box. So their opinion of 2 boxes would be a bit different in price than my thinking of, okay, 70, it'll start selling at 70 and then go up later. But yeah, hopefully this magnets a lot of the other value in the set. I see Deception of Sinful Spoils here has 1 left at 150. And then actual sold out on Dominus Impulse over here. And then lower copies of Fire King, okay, and then the Mermail stuff at 80 is nicer. Lacrima at 80, probably a hair low for a quarter century secret rare, and Heart of the Blue Eyes at 80 seems extremely fair for something that will probably be the highest version collectible of this. I mean, they're not going to put it in Bonanza that soon, right? Like, you wouldn't think that Konami would, but you never know what they're going to do. And then the Atlantean Decor is only 75. I haven't seen the actual rarity spread on that, but I do know that a lot of things got bumped to secret by Konami, which is why we're seeing these prices. Okay, so the estimated value chop-up pull, I'm not really liking all that much in terms of what they're offering here, because we have 65 on Deception and then 60 on Dominus. I feel like something has to give. You can't have 3 cards all that expensive, can you? Like, maybe you could in a set, but usually it's 2 start towards the top and the rest drop, and that Mulch Army should be a huge magnet on estimated value pulled. However, I am seeing a lot of the quarter century secret rares way cheaper than I would have listed too. I would have been trying to list them up and the core stuff down, even though you pull more of the core stuff. Like, this is very interesting how they're going, and they're selling out appropriately so on these quarter century secret rares, so the deals are here to be had, but that seems a bit high for the core value. Memaghoul stuff going like crazy, that should have been anticipated. Yeah, again, if I was Gamer's Choice, I would have priced down some of the more pulled regular secret rares and priced up some of these quarter century secret rares, I feel like, but then we're going to a range of things being lower and lower. The $40 on the 6 Samurai, no respect. No wonder these have sold out. So, again, extremely fair deals. There goes Memaghoul Charm at 30, which isn't the greatest card. Wow. Okay, so a lot of really realistic prices on quarter century secret rares to even undercutting what I would think they'd go for. And then we have the Fire King card at 30. I would think 22 to 30, but like, it is a waifu, it is anticipated, it was kind of a surprise reveal import, right? Okay, so we get to the rest of the set being 15 and under. That's great. Secret Rare Lacrima at 15 is extremely interesting for how they put it at the same price as the Blue Eyes. Like, this might be what I would think would be 20 to 22. So that's also interesting to see. But let me know your thoughts. Ultra Rare Asminia. Okay, so we go into the Mermail stuff. I think the Mermail stuff will fall out, and if it gets a following, go up. But I wouldn't think it would be that big early. Battle Wasp Decor. Oh, that's what we're going with. All the insect support in here too. Interesting. All right, let's see how Tier 0 has priced stuff up comparatively. Price high to low as well. Okay, so much cheaper on the quarter century secret rare. 300 pounds. Let me actually get this in English to make sure I'm not crazy though. Let's go to US dollar at the top. Usually I have it already set for the site, but we are live reacting and doing it live here. So here's USD. 410 still with the code. A chunk cheaper, but not as cheap as I thought. I was thinking euros. 178 on the Molcharmy. Wow. Even with the code, wow. Like, I guess they all anticipate these boxes going up. That has to be it, right? Like, that's why this is such a lightning rod magnet for it. I don't want to say cash grab against my sponsors because, like, a lot of people are pricing it this way. I would hope that day one, when it's mass released, it would be 120, but it's so anticipated. I did already think it would be 140 to 150. This is above even where I thought, and maybe they're putting two boxes as a trade for it at 160. That's my only explanation. Like, I personally think it's a bit high early, but I do think it will be grabbed in mass and unlikely hit for the WCQ until Konami decides to cash back in on it. Look how long they left Maxi and the OCG untouched until recently. Impulse here, quarter century secret rare, pretty pricey. Deception is also similarly up and actually sold up for them for their quarter century secret rare. They do have the Lacrima quarter century secret rare up a bit more, which I would have thought it would be around 100. So with the code, it gets there about. Then we have the Fire King up at 96. Okay, so they also think it's very anticipated. The Merlantian stuff around 82. And what else do we have going on here? The Ultimate Dragon of Soul and the Pride. Okay, 69. Actually sold out. Someone targeting that for collectibles. The Mimaghoul stuff here is available as an entire deck core at 66. That seems decent. Let's actually see if they have a Mimaghoul deck core. Yeah, around 80. So a bit of a cheaper deck core if it does have the 3 of everything, which it looks to have, including secret rare there. All right, so better deal here on the Mimaghoul deck core, and I think that's a bit realistic. I think that it will end up lower in price and as a rogue option despite how loved it is. It reminds me a bunch of Ghost Tricks, right? Where a lot of the stuff stayed way pricier than it had any business being. And that again leads to maybe this estimated value pulled being really juicy. But wow, they are also selling out of like pricing at 60 these quarter century secret rares. Overall, again, I think that the 25ths, the quarter century secret rares are what's being priced very fairly throughout here for the most part. I still think the Molcharmy is ridiculous, and I think early on people, this is like towards Apollosa pricing without the waifu tax, but it's a major hand trap, so it makes some sense. I'm just shell-shocked. Like, I typically don't get that way with a card from these two sponsors, but there is a shell shock here to the price and I guess a realistic wake-up call of, well, where was Lightning Storm headed before the Crush card stopped events? It was 165 for the regular version. I guess, like, my thought process was that a lot of other stuff would be cheaper and not thinking about the sealed raising so much in price. Now, Tier 0 obviously charges a bit more because it's going to include international shipping, but I'm just not the biggest fan of the total price chop up of this set with what a magnet the Molcharmy should have been early. But I do think, I suppose we're looking at something similar to the power level of Rise of the Duelist and power creep to the game, as well as anticipation. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I know it's easy to say this is too much. I, again, think a lot of the quarter century secret rares were mega deals, which is why they ended up selling out so fast. I try to bring stuff in a timely fashion, so I did shout out to the Discord, as well as Twitter, that things were up before filming this video. I also have a bit of a cold. I'm going to do a short stream tonight, so if you want to join in the live conversation, 7 o'clock Central, see you there tonight, Friday. But yeah, this is a set of all time, is all I've got to say. And it's hard to say hold off on certain things. I completely understand if some of these quarter century secret rares restock. going in on them now, if I was actively hunting those cards, I would probably go for some of them. But a lot of the secret rares, I feel like, should shake up and shift versus how people are going to rip it up into the set early still, because it's in such high demand. And so I think some of the secret rares are definitely a good chunk overpriced, but is the mulch army? Unfortunately, maybe not.